I've read the Throne of Glass and A Court of Thorns and Roses series. That's almost 8,000 pages of Sarah J Maas that I've devoured. And once I finish the Crescent City series in this video, I'll have officially read every single Sarah J Maas book. But I'm not just reading the Crescent City series, I'm also attempting to do it in 24 hours. And if this is your first time watching my channel, yes, that means I'm going to try and read for 24 hours straight. I pretty much every single time read about 3 books in 24 hours, and Crescent City is a 3-book series. But these are not your typical books. The first book alone is 800 pages, so wish me luck because I'm going to need it. Because the series is so big, I've given myself a little bit of a head start just to make it remotely possible that I can complete this challenge. So I've already read 548 pages. I have heard somewhat mixed reviews on this series, and I don't know if it's that people don't like this series or it's just their least favorite of all of her series. And I will say it did take me like a little bit to get into it at the beginning, but since then I've been really enjoying it. And I think, at least for me, it's mostly just been because this series is so different from her other series. The Court of Thorns and Roses and Throne of Glass are high fantasy, and this one is urban fantasy. High fantasy is very epic. If you've seen the map of Throne of Glass, the world is so huge and you travel all around that map during the series. There's a huge cast of characters, very fantastical, whole other fantasy world. And then this one, at least so far, just takes place in Crescent City, and our map at the beginning is just of the city. And I don't know if books 2 and 3 were going to go to other parts of the world, but either way, it really does feel like a just normal modern day city, but make it fantasy. Like, they still have cars and phones, which are things that are very rare in fantasy books. Hey Luca, welcome. And this one is also very different plot and genre wise because it has a mystery twist. Pretty quickly into the book, there is a very brutal murder, which really impacts our main character Bryce. She is half fae and half human. And then we fast forward in time 2 years later, and her and Hunt, who is a fallen angel, are assigned to basically solve this murder. Lots of like politics and creatures and potentially a romance plot. So I'm really enjoying it. And I've been trying to start every single morning by going on a little morning walk. So I think I'm gonna play the audiobook and take my morning walk. And also, the audiobook is so cool. It might be the coolest audiobook I've ever listened to. I've been going back and forth between the audiobook and the physical book. It's the dramatized audiobook, so they have different actors for the different voices. They have sound effects. Trust me, that it's epic. If you're not typically an audiobook person, I feel like you just have to give it a little chance because I've been obsessed with listening to it. Okay, let me grab my headphones and switch to some athletic clothes to go on a walk, and then we'll start our 24-hour timer. I have a lot of workout outfit options, and they're all from Halara, who has very kindly sponsored today's video. Even though this video is sponsored by Halara, all of the opinions on the clothes are 100% my own opinions. And I've been wearing Halara for quite a few years now. And one thing that I think is really cool about Halara is they have this thing called the Halara Circle. You can actually get free Halara clothes in exchange for giving feedback to help influence future designs and styles that you want to see. So I love that Halara's philosophy is not just to make aesthetic workout clothes, but they're actually practical and comfortable and very much inspired by real users. And if you want to join the Halara Circle, you just sign up and select the free product you'd like to receive. Then your feedback directly influences Halara designs. And I also have a 15% off discount code for any items you order. So let me show you a little haul of everything I got from them. Here's option 1. I am obsessed with the color of this workout dress. I think it's so cute, and Halara has so many color options. Honestly, I would buy this dress in like 5 more colors. Here is the second workout dress I got. I love the back. It also has pockets, not just 1, but 2, so I can put my phone in one and my keys in the other. Here is outfit option number 3. Also obsessed with the back of this shirt. And one of my favorite things about their clothes is their fabric. It's soft, it's so stretchy, and it's very comfortable, but also very breathable. Here is another skirt and top combo, and their clothes are not see-through at all, which is really important. And they have a huge range of sizes. Most of their clothes range from extra small to 4X. And last option are these shorts. I also appreciate that Halara really balances quality products at a fair price in order to ensure they're affordable without sacrificing quality and style. I think I'm gonna go with this red dress, mostly because my book is also red. And Halara also sent me 2 pairs of pants. And I also love that about all of their clothes are so versatile. Like, I would wear this dress not just to work out, but also for running errands, lounging and reading, to the airport. And if you're not sure where to start with shopping Halara, if you can't tell, my favorite collection are their athletic dresses. I think they're so cute and they have so many different styles. And just a reminder that you can use my coupon code to get 15% off on full priced items, and definitely make sure to leave a comment of what your favorite Halara item is and what you'd like to see more of next from them. Okay, well, let me get my headphones. Headphones grabbed, and now let's start our 24-hour timer. Wait, what? I just got to page 599 in the last 4 words of this page. I literally have no words for them. I want to start the next page immediately. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm excited. This is something that Sarah J Maas does in, I swear, all of her books, and that's that the last like 100, or in this case 200 pages of her books move so fast, and I feel like we've just reached that point. Like, I can feel it. I'm like, okay, everything's about to get crazy right now. I remember when I first read ACOTAR, I called it literary whiplash. Reading the ending of her book gave me a headache because I was just like, wait, this, no, that, wait, what's going on? And that's my favorite feeling when you're reading a book and you're like, okay, this book is good, and then you reach a point and you're like, I cannot put it down under any circumstances, and I also have no idea what's gonna happen next. And that's where I'm at right now. I mean, I guess I literally couldn't put this book down even if I wanted to, because we are in a 24-hour readathon. We are officially 3 hours and 30 minutes in, and I'm on page 684. And when I tell you so much is happening, particularly with the mystery plot, I think we are unraveling and getting all of the answers. And I can officially say I'm feeling obsessed, like so obsessed. No, I'm literally gonna cry at what's happening, and I wish I could tell you why, but I can't. I did it. I finished the first book. I was just thinking through like every single thing that was packed into the ending, and it's actually crazy how much happened. Like, I almost cried, I swooned, so many twists, reveals, things with the mystery that I never saw coming, all just in this end. I love that. Mystery, romance, fantasy, no better combo of genres. And now all I want is just for the characters to be happy. I hope the next 2 books are hundreds of pages of them just like grocery shopping, watching TV, going to sunball games. I know that's not what's gonna happen, but I wish it was. They deserve to be happy so bad. Okay, now it's time to not only start book 2, but also I need to buy book 2. Really recently, for the first time, I went to this bookstore called Vintage Books and Wine Bar, and I saw that they had the second book, and one of my friends, Jordan, said she would love to go with me and sit and read, so I'm excited to go hang out and like really fully check out this bookstore. Also, it will be a test to us not being able to yap, because we will need to dedicatedly read the whole time that we're there. And don't you worry, even while I'm driving there, I will still be reading via the audiobook. We are 9 hours and 45 minutes in, and I just hit exactly page 100. And I'm really enjoying this book so far. What I think is really cool about this one is it seems like we're getting multiple third POVs from different characters, which is a bit different from book 1, where we pretty much mostly only followed Hunt and Bryce. Like, we did meet lots of different characters, but they were our main focus. And then in this one, yeah, we've gotten some chapters that follow different characters, and I'm like, whoa, this is cool. That's something we also got in the later books in the Throne of Glass series, and I feel like that does 2 things really well in this book. Number 1, we know what a lot of other characters know, so we kind of know more than Hunt and Bryce. And a lot of the different characters are different creatures. I don't know if that's what you would call them. Like I said, Bryce is half fae, half human. Hunt is a fallen angel. We also have like Therion, who's Myrrh, and the different creatures belong to different houses. So by following different characters, we also kind of get to see the different like political and inner workings of some of the different houses. I just got this candle at a farmer's market a few days ago, and the scent is hot fudge brownies, and it literally smells so good, and it has been making me crave brownies. And there's this little corner grocery store by me, so I might go see if they have some brownies, and of course I'll listen to the audiobook while I walk over there. I've been equally loving the audiobook of book 2 as I have of book 1, and it literally feels like a movie playing in my head to listen to. It's so cool. They didn't have brownies, but they had cookies, which is a close second, and I think it will satisfy the craving. I'm on page 243, and I feel like it'd be fun to talk about kind of just like my general spoiler-free thoughts on all of the main characters that at least you meet in book 1. I love that Bryce is a very badass female main character. This is my favorite kind of female main character in fantasy books. I feel like she can fully stand on her own, fight for herself and fight for others, which I really like. But I also like that she has flaws and she kind of surprises you. Like at the beginning, you could think she's just kind of a party girl, not really sure what to make of her. So I think she has a cool character arc, and she's been through a lot, especially at the beginning of book one and then honestly throughout the entire book. And that's something I like too. I feel like a lot of these characters have really good backstories, including Hunt. I love that he would do anything to protect Bryce, but again, like he also knows that she can like stand on her own 2 feet. She is not a damsel in distress. And he also has very heartbreaking backstory. And then Rune, I like Rune a lot, and I'm hoping he really gets his own like very strong subplot in this book. I'm especially intrigued by his romance. Bryce's biological dad. Boo. That's my only comment on him. And then there are a few characters in book one that had kind of small parts that are actually getting a much bigger part in book two, which I am so excited for and really didn't expect, and I wish I could say their names, but I'm not going to, just in case that's somewhat of a spoiler. It is just after 11 p.m. and I'm getting so sleepy. I've been yawning a lot since 9 p.m. I don't know how much longer I can make it, but I'm still gonna try and keep reading for as long as I can. I made it to midnight and I'm gonna stop the timer here, which means I have about 8.5 hours of reading to do tomorrow. I made it to page 298. It's pretty unlikely I'm gonna finish the entire series in the rest of the time we have tomorrow, but I will definitely be finishing this series in this video, even if we go outside the 24 hours. Good night. It is the next day. I already resumed the timer this morning and did a lot of reading and audiobooking. I listened to the audiobook while I went on my morning walk and got ready, and then I've been sitting in bed and reading the book. I'm currently on page 437, so over halfway. And we are 18 hours and 27 minutes in, and I do live in walking distance of Book People, which if you haven't been, it's the largest independent bookstore in Texas. So I thought it'd be fun to walk there, get book 3, and then see if we can find a spot to sit there and do some reading. It says as of this morning that they have 2 copies left of book 3, so hopefully those copies are still there. It is absolutely pouring and I got caught in the rain so bad. 3 blocks from the apartment, but Danny saved me. Thank you. The rain has almost stopped, which is such a bummer because I love reading when it rains, especially in the new apartment because it has such big windows, and it's only rained so far 1 time since we've been here. So I was hoping it would be pouring for the next few hours because that's what the weather app said, but that's okay. It's still drizzling a little bit, so definitely gonna enjoy reading by the big windows while it's still raining some. The sun came back out and we finally have all 3 books. Look how pretty. I'm so excited to put these on my bookshelves when I'm done reading them. And I feel like we need to take a moment to appreciate how beautiful they are. Also, we have almost exactly 1 hour left, so I'm gonna read as much as I can in the next hour. And then Danny made us dinner and I did lots of reading while eating until our 24-hour timer went off when I was on page 629. So in total, I read 880 pages in 24 hours. It is a few days later. I admittedly did very little reading over the weekend. The last time I saw you guys was on Friday. It's now Monday. I'm on page 724. So I am almost done with the book, but I'm really excited about the scene I'm in. I'm so excited because it has to do with Rune's romance. That's all I'll say, but right now, his romance is the one I'm most invested in. Then I think we're gonna get back to some hopefully like exciting, fast-paced fantasy plot ending. But right now, I'm outside of Ashlyn and Ian's apartment. If you don't know them, they're also booktubers, and they said that they're doing a ton of reading today and asked if I wanted to come over and hang out and read with them. So let's go to their place, do some reading, and hopefully finish this book there. What are you guys reading?
I am reading a romance book. It is called Summertime punchline, and it's really cute and so funny.
The Stand by Stephen King, his post-apocalyptic dark fantasy masterpiece.
That one's over 1,000 pages, right?
It is 1,153.
Crazy.
It's so
From side by side. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's huge. And this is the book you crowned your #1 all-time favorite book?
All-time favorite.
So this is a reread, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm all blue.
Oh, wait, that's so cute.
Oh my God.
Three, two, one. Ah! Wait, do you guys know how many pages you read? I don't know.
I think I read like just over 30 pages.
Dang. That's so good too because her text
Yeah,
is
yeah,
really
the text
small.
is smaller,
Yeah.
717, 752 is almost 40 pages.
I don't remember where I started. With this one, there's only 300 pages.
Oh, so you're almost done.
I'm almost done. It's enemies to lovers, but from like 10 years ago.
Oh.
In high school.
So almost enemies to lovers second chance.
Yes, more like bullies. But it's so funny because her best friend is like, you bullied him. Like she always says, she's like, no, he bullied me. They were both just obviously flirting with each other in a very interesting and odd way. That's where I'm at. What about you guys?
I am almost done. All her books I feel like have crazy endings, and the first one was very like action-packed. This one is a ton of info where I'm like, wait, what? So we're like learning all these things that I did not see coming.
Oh, me? A virus breaks out, kills 99.4% of the human population. I don't know, it's just really interesting to see the rebuilding of a civilization where nobody knows what they're doing.
Do we think we have another sprint in us?
I think I can get
Yeah,
to page
I can do
800.
it to finish.
Yeah? Should we do like 30 minutes and see how we're feeling?
That sounds good.
Cheers! 30 minutes starting now.
Oh my god, Luca. You will not believe what I've just read. Well, if you've read the books, then you know. No. What? I'm actually so shocked. I cannot believe this. I'm covered so you can't get any ounce of spoiler, but I'm right before the epilogue. And what I just read on the page before the epilogue. Wow. Wow. If you haven't read this series, you probably are like, you're speaking gibberish. What in the world are you talking about? And I wish I could tell you, but I can't. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now and read the epilogue. Book 2 complete, and I will be starting book 3 immediately. I'm so glad that this book is already out. I cannot imagine if I was reading these books as they were coming out and I finished book 2 and had to wait to read book 3. I would simply pass away from anticipation. I feel like I sound like I'm being so dramatic, but genuinely, the ending of this book, I think the most shocked I've ever been in a book ever. I don't even know if it's like the most creative or best plot twist in the world, but I just didn't see this happening at all. It's 2 days later. I'm in the car because I'm about to go meet my friend Jordan to sit and read at a coffee shop with her. Really just getting in all the friend time and all the reading time this week. And I'm currently on page 138. And I'm really liking this last book. Something that is kind of happened in book 2 and 1, but especially is happening in this one, is we are now following so many characters, and I just love that feeling in a series. There's so many main plots and subplots happening, and I feel like a lot of times when that happens, sometimes I'll be more invested in some characters' subplots than others that happened to me kind of towards the middle / end with Throne of Glass. But what I'm so happy about is that in this book, I am so equally invested in every single character's plot. Like every time we are in one character's third POV, I don't want to leave that POV, and then we switch to another character's third POV, and then I don't want to leave that POV. Okay, let's see if we can get a ton of reading done because I still have so much of this book left to read. It's, I think, 6 days later and I'm on page 604, so I have about exactly 200 pages left. I will say though that so far this book is my least favorite out of the trilogy. I still think it's going to be at least 4 stars. Number one, we get so much lore and history of the world, which on the one hand is really cool. Where book 1 felt more like an urban fantasy, this one feels like we have fully expanded into high fantasy. But on the other hand, because there is like so much kind of new info and history and lore, sometimes I found it kind of pulls me out of it because I'm trying to keep it all straight. Like I'm like, wait, who is this person again? Or like, wait, what was that history we learned like 100 pages ago that's now really important? It's just a lot more to think about and keep track of. And then the second thing is this one also has a lot more reveals. Like for example, let's say the characters are in a bind and I'm like, how are they gonna get out of this? And then we just learn some new info that like saves the day. Whereas to me, it's much more rewarding if say the characters are in a bind and they have to use like their wits and cunning to really creatively and strategically get out of a situation. I think I just generally prefer more underdog and more like witty strategy than new info or something newly introduced to save the day. Trying to explain it while keeping it as spoiler free as possible, but let's get reading because we're getting close to the end. I have exactly 100 pages left. Also, putting on my more intense songs to read to playlist because we're in the thick of the ending and the action. I'm scared for the characters. I finished the series. Ugh, the ending was so good. I'm already so sad that I have to say goodbye to these characters in this world. I love how this one is so different from her other 2 series, like I talked about at the beginning. Even though it's still romantasy, the plot just felt so different and that was very fun and very refreshing. And the ending, I loved the ending. Like I'm just so happy for all the characters. Very high stakes, action-packed ending. I think I'm gonna say 4.5 stars for this one just because I do think I like the first 2 books better. I think the first 2 books are a lot more heavy on like character arcs and romance, and I felt kind of more like emotionally invested in those books. This one was a little more like action fantasy planning to take down the bad guys. One other tiny critique of this book is, okay, I'm gonna try and keep this as spoiler free as possible. At the beginning, when Bryce is in caves, if you've read the book, hopefully you know what I'm talking about, I did kind of want a little more from that, but like it was still such a cool plot point that I just never saw coming. And I actually just edited everything you've seen in the video up to this point, and it was kind of cool watching back. It's crazy like the full journey you go on in this series, like how much is going on by the last book. Runt and Heiss. Bryce and Hunt, did I just combine their names? In book 1, Bryce and Hunt were definitely my favorite characters, but by this last book, I think like all the side characters are almost more my favorite characters. Oh, now I've read every single book by Sarah J. Maas. For a final ranking of all the series, ACOTAR is still my favorite series by her. And then honestly, I would say this series and Throne of Glass are a really close second, but I'm still gonna put Throne of Glass as number 2 just because it's a whole massive series you get so invested in. You get so invested in this huge world. And then we'll rank this one as number 3. For me, even if it's my least favorite of all her series, like it's still really beloved. Like I am obsessed with the series as well. And I would love to hear all of y'all's thoughts on this series in the comments. If you want to put like a little spoiler warning, it would be really fun to discuss all of our spoiler thoughts for those that have read the series. And I do have reading vlogs on the Throne of Glass and A Court of Thorns and Roses series, so if you haven't seen those of mine, I can link those down below. That is the end of the Crescent City video, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!